Good evening, welcome to the Guild, where I am in a no-doorstep selling zone. If you sell doorsteps for a living, or any kind of step, or indeed ladder, do not enter this place. This is a place where you may only stay on the level, on the flat. Hang on. My hands are currently full because in one hand... What the fuck is that there? The first challenge is getting through this gate. I believe it's actually magnetic because this is a private estate. So I will have to climb over? I'm being thwarted. Thwarted at the first hurdle. Very good. Over we go. Okay. The first hurdle is literally hurdled. Now, what's going on here tonight is we're doing one of the world famous wine walks, as has been watched by now 15 million people around the world. Evening. The basic concept is as follows. You walk to the shop, you buy the cheapest possible wine you can get your hands on. Today we have a South African Pinotage to celebrate the World Rugby Champions, them Springboks. What you then do is you walk home with the wine, but when you get home there can be no wine remaining because you have quaffed it all. So, before I take too many more steps, that's how many steps I've taken, I better crack the South African Pinotage. There we go. Now, what makes this wine walk particularly special is that I will be reading Chapter 6 of The Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. Sex and the Titties. Not my latest book, but a book from a couple of years ago that I am now revisiting in an audio capacity. Hello there, just having a little look, see who is here. Yes, I'm Scott, I am already breaking the law. I only read in private locations. Please don't judge my book too hard. Anyone who doesn't know, Mr. Scott Carney is a real author with amazing books about great things. Okay. Now, first things first. It's not a very long walk back to my house, so I've got to make it quick. Also, I'm having a lot of battery on my phone. So, here we go. Sex and the Titties, The Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe, chapter... Where are we? How far am I into this fucking book? Chapter 6? Chapter 6. Scott, you can have all my books, man. Just send me your address, or a P.O. box if you don't trust me, and I will send them. I want all of your books. I think I have 2 of them. The one in which I'm in, and then I think the one about organ trading. But not the wedge. Anyway. Sex and the Titties, The Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe by Man Smooth, Chapter 6, although it's actually written down Chapter Sex, because it's funnier. Chapter Sex. Laying down the law. In brackets, this is a pun. And I'll just let that sink in while I drink some of this here wine. 4-pound Pinotage. That's a special kind of burn. Alright, here we go. Officer Stann Boothe put his gun down on his paperwork and slid a donut over his erect penis. This is the life, he gargled through his coffee. Being the #1 crime fighter in this town, why, I can't even remember the last time I wasn't having the sex. It's funny already, isn't it? I agree you are strong and brave, coughed the woman who was eating the donut. Remember, it is around his penis. Already, the scene is set for a sexy adventure. What's this? People, yes, greetings. We're wine walking with Stann Boothe. But what about the supervillain who's just escaped from the high-security prison outside of town this morning? My God. Look, I'm going to admit that the hardest bit so far is I'm trying to... I mean, I've got a wine and a book and a phone, and I'm trying to use all of them. At the same time. So let's just hang here for a bit. Okay. Now, what about the supervillain who has just escaped from the high-security prison outside of town this morning? Asked the secretary. What about him? Grumbled Stann like a sexy ox. Surely something about his tediously detailed and presumably very researched character history is relevant at this point in the conversation. The woman continued, unhelpfully. Well, that was the woman speaking, not Stann Boothe. I did the wrong voice. Shit. It's all going wrong. See, I haven't had enough wine. Alright, we're down to the line. I am glad y'all feeling better. There. Okay, this is Stann Boothe now. This is actually him speaking. Darling, Stann said, ejaculating sternly into her mouth. Most of whatever you were talking about is hearsay and rumor. The crime lord is safely behind bars, or my name isn't Stann Boothe. You see, in the book, there are many times when Man Smooth seems to have inadvertently written his own name instead of the name of the hero, Stann Boothe. Who knows what this may imply about his character. Thank you, Scott. It is, he's asked the sexy adventures. Yes. It's a strange situation we have going on. Right, where are we? We are on a bridge currently. Oh, we are... Okay. It is quite difficult to do all these things at once. And also, I think the locals are alarmed. Filing the woman away under for Thursday, despite it only being Wednesday, he's a maverick, Stann leaned back in his chair and blew some smoke rings. As the last one started to disappear, he grabbed his gun off the table and shot a bullet right through the middle of it. Now, last time I read this chapter, my brother pointed out that it's impossible to tell from the literature whether he shot a bullet right through the middle of the smoke ring, or the table, or indeed his own gun. So, I'm just saying, this isn't a very well-written book, in case you have not worked that out thus far. Hybrid Kid likes the stern ejaculation. All right. Good to know. Yes, Scott, Will. Will has read this book. He was a sounding board. Suddenly, in a shower of surprise, there was an explosion! On that cliffhanger, I'm going to have some wine. Dear God. Evening. It doesn't get any easier, this. But it's going down. Where are we? I will accept I'm not doing very, very much walking on this wine walk. Suddenly, in a shower of surprise, there was an explosion. Boom! It boomed. Stann was thrown dramatically across the room, like, oh shit! Luckily, his ninja instincts kicked in, and he landed expertly like a sweet jaguar, on all 4 feet, with his tail swishing menacingly. I mean his cock. His cock was swishing menacingly. Swish, swash, swish, swash. If his dick could have spoken, it would have said something like, somebody is gonna get fucked up by me pretty soon, I reckon. It's good. It's good, solid writing. I'll say that for it. Oh, Scott Carney, author of many fine tales, is leaving us. Good to have you here. I will send you the audiobook once it's made. I might come over to the States and just make it with you guys, because fucking why not? Goodbye. Nothing like a menacingly swinging cock. No, you are right. You are right. The more pendulous, the better, I've always said. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that your neighbours think that someone is being murdered. I'll see you in Denver, Scott Carney. I should probably walk with this wine walk. It's genuinely difficult. Look, how do you do all this at once without being some kind of superhuman? Okay, we're good. Boom! Swish, swash, swish, swash. So Stan has just landed like a ninja with his dick swinging around. Anyway, it says anyway. See? Anyway, through the rubble and the cinematic yet... Oh, Jesus. Anyway, through the rubble and cinematically exciting yet... I guess try that again. Try that again. Oh, hello, Ad. Nice to have you on the wine walk. Ad was the one who gave me my title, Wine Walker. I think. Was that you? Anyway. Through the rubble and cinematically exciting yet technically inexplicable smoke came a man wearing some pretty gnarly looking boots. We're talking skulls. We're talking eagles. We're talking flames. We're talking about just some real fucking gnarly boots. You just know this guy is gonna be a badass. And he is! Oh! Our narrator's instincts are correct. We can judge a man by his shoes. They're my shoes. Don't try and judge me by them. Hang on. We have to wait for this car to go past. Oh, and another car to go past. This is a private road. There's not many cars. I thought it'd be safer for me to do the wine walk here. Safety first. Hello. Anyway, where the hell? Oh, I'm trying to... That's why I stopped talking, because I'm trying to turn the page. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay, next page of the story. I am the crime lord, bellowed the crime lord, and released a toxic gas that made everybody loopy. Everybody except for Stann Boothe. It made Stann Boothe angry. Very angry. Sexily angry. Like a she-bear. Swoopingly, Stan scooped up his state-of-the-art desk telephone. Secretary, he barked down the phone, cancel my charts feedback database reprisal with a 1600 hours. Something has come up. Is it the crime lord, Mr. Mr. Boothe? Asked the secretary like an idiot face. You could say that, Stan agreed with a foxy grin. Or you could say... My penis! And whoosh! Up came Stan's penis like a tree. And it clobbered the crime lord right in the facial regions, somewhere just below the cheekbones. Wait a minute, Stan said, deducingly, those are some super sweet cheekbones. But it was too late to fuck anything. The crime lord was back on his gnarly feet and shooting guns everywhere, forcing Stan to duck behind his own balls for shelter. Can you even imagine the horror of having to duck behind your own balls to shelter from the crime lord? Alright. What happens next can basically be called The Matrix. By the end of it, Stan is the victor and the crime lord is defeated and lying unconscious on the floor like a dead person, but not dead, just unconscious. This is a crucial point. Because, all of a sudden, it turns out that the crime lord is actually a sexy woman. Hence the nice cheekbones. You see? It's consistent narrative. Stan finds this out by taking off the mask that she was wearing. And the bodysuit that she was wearing. And the penis that she was wearing. And so on and so on. Until eventually, she's just a very hot, very sexy woman who is just very angry because she isn't having enough sex. That is what the crime lord was all about, it turns out. It's all coming... See, exactly, you see. People say that Man Smooth is a shit writer. That's it. That's all they say. We're not at the end quite yet of chapter 6. Oh, fuck, actually we are. There's only a few sentences left. Don't worry, Stann makes it all better by sexing her right then and there on the dusty floor like a bad fucking ass dude. Woo! It says woo in quite large letters. Soon it is home time. Stann takes the crime lord and secretary and for Thursday home with him for fucking. Yeehaw! All is the best. Oh, to be Stann Boothe. The end. Jesus Christ. Well, that was chapter 6 of Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. I'm not yet home. And I haven't finished the wine. We're not too far off, though. So I don't think there's time for a second chapter. Indeed, if I read a second chapter, I'd probably just start running out of chapters pretty soon, because it's not the biggest book in the world. So what I'm going to do, if I had a gram of what this person was on when writing this, I'd be naked, sticking my menacingly swicking cock. Well, who knows what Man Smooth was on when he wrote this. It actually it was written over a very long period of time, because you try and do this for too long at once, and you go mad, and end up drinking wine on the streets. Anyway, so what I would like to do is mention something that people didn't know about this book, because I hadn't told them. And that is that the Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe themselves are only part of the book. Each chapter of the Sexy Adventures also has with it a secret love letter from Man Smooth to his estranged wife, Marie. And so each of the chapters are, in fact, included with the love letters. Good evening. Thereby, if you actually read the physical book itself, you will get the actual story behind the Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. Because the Sexy Adventures themselves, you may have noticed that whilst being obviously Nobel Prize-winning literature, have no consistent plot or story. But the book itself has... Well, I mean, it's not a story, it's like a... It's like a theme. It's a theme. There's a degree of temporal consistency. This wine is horrible. Oh, wine walk is such a bad idea. Okay. For those who have just joined, hello to you all. We're, I don't fucking know, like 10, 15 minutes into the wine walk. Most of the wine is gone, and we've done one whole chapter of the Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. You missed it, you bastards. But it's okay, because you can watch it later, if you want to. Or don't, because I'll probably do another one. Where was I? Oh, I had been talking about Stann Boothe. Oh, questions, hello. We're just about to ask what wine that was. Yes, the wine. Chris. You weren't here when we started the wine walk. The point of a wine walk is you leave your house, you walk to the shop, you know, the shop that we all have, the equidistant distance from all of our houses. You buy the cheapest wine. This is a South African Pinotage that is a shade over £4. South African because they won the rugby. So I'm celebrating them by being healthy. Then you drink the wine before you get home. That is the only rule to the wine walk. You can do it yourself. It's not advisable. I was going to go this way, but someone's mowing very loudly. Anyway, so today we had a reading from the Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. It was chapter 6. You will be able to see it later if you watch the wine walk from the beginning. I'll give you now a taste of the hidden part of the sexy adventures of Stann Boothe that I don't put online, which is the love letters from Man Smooth to his estranged wife. Here we go. This has never before been recorded, so don't go spreading it. Oh, I spilled wine all over the book. It's now worth more money. All right. Oh, Jesus, there's wine everywhere. Hang on a sec. And I will have to move. Ah! Cheers to you, Dolthafabaja. I assume that is how you pronounce your name. It's a very nice name, Dolthafabaja. Cheers to you. Anyway, here is our first love letter from Man Smooth to his wife, or his lover. Dear Marie, it has been 3 days since you flounced out with your tits a-flapping. I assume you are at your mother's, languishing in her sympathy. Do try to dry out before you come crawling back this time. Your gin drunk is so ungainly. Frankly, I am appreciating having some time and space to myself. To think, Marie. To create. Sometimes you forget that beneath my hypermasculine, extraordinarily chiseled, and famously well-hung exterior, I am a great and sensitive artist. Nay, artiste. In fact, I started penning a new masterpiece almost the very moment you left. I call it Sex and the Titties. You see how it all fits together? I also call it The Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. They seemed like equally suitable titles, so I decided to use both. Why should I limit myself to just one title, Marie? I am a free spirit. I like my titles like I like my women. Numerous and vexing. I have attached the first chapter for your enjoyment. Perhaps I shall read it to you aloud over a forgive-me blowjob when you get back. Yours enormously, in the penis, Man Smooth. And now you know. This is how the sexy adventures of Stann Boothe work. Each chapter has a letter from Man Smooth to Marie, and in it he includes a chapter of the sexy adventures of Stann Boothe. That is how it works. I realize now live videos are difficult, because as it goes on, different people get involved, and you have to say the same thing over and over again. So apologies to those of you who've stuck with me from the beginning. We are nearing the end of our wine walk. I don't know how long it has gone on for, but we have drunk. I keep saying we. I mean, it's just me, obviously. And you guys, because I feel like we're on this walk together. But the thing is, you are not helping me drinking this wine. So I feel really like, if anything, this is some kind of spectator sport. Which, to be fair, I would endorse. Let's get a petition going for Olympic wine walking, because I will win gold, and silver, and bronze. And then I'll merge them all together into a single medal, called Gusliverons, and I will wear it everywhere that I go. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, well, this is the best thing I've seen all day. It's fucking Sunday. Nothing good happens on Sundays, quite famously, and by religious demand. Okay, friends. We have reached the point in the evening where the wine must come to an end. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Okay. Tonight's wine walk was brought to you by Wine of South Africa Pinotage. A shade over £4 from Tesco's Express. But you have to do that on a wine walk. You have to buy the cheapest, shittiest wine. Actually, one time I didn't. One time I bought the Black Shiraz. And that was quite delicious as well. So, fuck all the rules. There are no rules to a wine walk, except that you have to drink all the wine before you get home. And that's difficult when you live 210 meters from your house. But we have managed. Thank you so much for your support, and for enjoying the sexy adventures of Stann Boothe. I feel probably I should get back to my front door before I say goodbye. Otherwise, you might think this has all been a farce, and that I don't actually go anywhere, that I just stood outside. Which, to be fair, I've had the camera very up in my face, so you could be forgiven. So we'll get there. We're 100 meters away. We're nearly there. We can do it. I've got to cross the road now. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but you have to look right and left. You see? Safety with the guild. And then you stride out boldly into the road and go, fuck! Okay. I don't know, has anyone been here since the beginning of the wine walk? Speak now, so I can hold you in high esteem for the rest of our interactions. Speak up. Anyone? I would be amazed if there was anyone. Oh, Jay! You've been here the whole time? Oh! Look! Oh! Keep them coming. There's 3 of you. Are you going to be the 3? We shall make a team. If there's 3 of you and 1 of me, we can be called the Square. Or the Rectangle. The Rectagon! No, wait, fuck. Let's not be called the Rectagon. That is definitely the name of one of the chapters of the section coming, The Even Sexier Adventures of Stann Boothe. Stann Boothe Volume 2, which will be coming out as soon as I get my shit together to write it. Well, thank you, you 3, for being here from the beginning to the end. I know it looks like I've ascended to heaven now by the night sky. But I have not, sadly. There was the wine. I'm nearly there. Look. We're nearly home. We've nearly done it. How long has it taken? Too long. Well, hello to everyone who's joining at this point in proceedings. You've unfortunately missed out on the wine walk, but I'm going to be posting this video so people can watch it for 24 hours solid. Which obviously you would do. Okay, so we've got back now to the Guildsmobile. Behold. That is the Guildsmobile. Behind it is the rum bar horsebox. Which, to be honest, I haven't made good use of. Thank you for joining me on this wine walk / live reading of The Sexy Adventures of Stann Boothe. It has been enlightening. I have not got my house keys. I left without them? Dave Rourke, where have you been, man? You've missed everything. The only thing that's happening now is I've arrived back from the wine walk to my house to realize I don't have my keys, and will have to sleep in the boat. Do you want to know something else? There's a second secret. Here's the boat, and here is the ghost squad. It's a box of rum and paint that sits outside my house permanently, thereby surprising literally nobody. What do we do now? I guess we go back to the shop and buy a second wine? I mean, I don't have any keys, so... There will be a short intermission while I work out what I'm going to do. In all likelihood, I will die. I'd say it has been a pleasure to share this earth with you all, but actually it's been more of a chore. Okay. This has gone too far, friends. It's gone too far. We could play a game. Do you know any good games? Write me a game in the comments. I haven't paid any attention to what anyone is. Oh, Alan, you're here. Hello, friend. We should do more wine walks together. They're much more fun. All right. If no one's going to suggest a game, I'm going to kill this now. Try and get into the house. And then I think we should drink some more wine and do another reading of the sexy adventures of Stann Boothe. But it's Sunday after all, day of rest. Okay, how does a man sign off? Okay.